Well, when I was a kid, I had an imagination and went and did stuff myself. Dad Pants time again. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for helping us become new and noteworthy. New and noteworthy. Can you imagine such a thing?
No.
Anyhow, the newness and noteworthiness of this podcast should be very familiar to you because you're a loyal listener. Help us get some more people listening. Tell them about it. The newness, the noteworthiness. Anywho's, I've got the Dad Pants panel with me again. Richard, Ben, and Matt. Good evening, gentlemen.
G'day.
Hello all.
Hello.
Ooh, how are we feeling? Fired up?
Yes.
Very.
Very.
Very. Chafed even. That's how hot I am right now.
Chafed. Are you serious there? Do you have an issue?
No, I'm good. I haven't done that. I haven't done enough exercise in the last 6 years to be chafed, I don't think.
All right. Well, I don't think it takes much for a dad to get chafed, though, does it? Just having big thighs will do it, won't they?
No, okay, we're not going to go into that just yet.
Okay, we'll have a chafe episode. We'll have a chafe episode down the line.
Chafe.
Yeah, anyone got any stuff? Anyone got any dad stuff to put forward? Any dad items from the week?
I had to get my garage door fixed. That was interesting. So, had the garage door man round. I've decided that if I ever become a millionaire or a billionaire, I'm just going to go around and basically break the monopoly that small towns have on unique trades. Because when you're the only garage doorman in town, you've got pretty much carte blanche on what you want to charge and what you want to do with people. So, not that they were unreasonable. They were really nice blokes and all the rest of it. But we had 3 missed not turning ups when you've got when your door's jammed halfway open. Not an ideal situation, but did a bit of dadding, jerry rigged it up, got it kind of so it could actually close, and then got that sorted out. So that's about as daddy as it got.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty.
That's like, a bit too handy for my liking.
It's a bit of it was a tilter door. One of the springs literally snapped on it. So it wasn't a pleasant one, and they're very stiff and hard to operate without a spring. So got done, got sorted.
Well done, Richard. Like that's a big one.
That's a dad achievement.
That is a dad achievement.
Knowing your limitations, I've got a bit to ask about that this evening, so we might leave that as a bit of sizzle there. But
yeah. I like the idea that if you become a millionaire or a billionaire, like a Bruce Wayne figure, everyone goes, "Oh, he's turned into a superhero." What, Batman? No, obscure monopoly man. He's going around to towns. Going down to town, sussing out the obscure monopolies and then just fucking them up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Flooding the market with garage doormen.
I'll cork your windows. Don't worry about it.
I'll get your Fatbergs out of your pipe.
Yeah, just flying people in from all around Australia to come and do the job. Just have one company which just does everything, though. Whatever it might be.
Oh. Jim's everything.
Jim's everything.
That's right. Jim's Fatbergs.
Good, there's an episode. I just wanted to share with you some quality 12-year-old logic today, which was my daughter telling her sister, "Geez, your breath smells horrible," out of nowhere, and then Justine saying, "Look, you are the most sensitive child in the world. Why are you bringing this stuff up and just taking shots at your sister? It's not appropriate to bring that up." And she said, "Well, if it's not appropriate, why are you talking about it?"
Oh. I don't, yeah.
Oh, did she click her fingers and walk away after that?
No, but I did the wrong thing, which I often do when she says things like that, and I just laughed because I just like, wow, that's excellent, excellent logic. Well done.
Yeah,
well
because-
done. Twist
Because
that
you're
logic.
following the dad commandment.
Following the dad commandment,
Because
that's right.
thou shalt always acknowledge comedy no
No,
matter the circumstances.
But she's not trying to be funny. That's different. That's
I
one thing
see.
that really annoys her is when she tries to, get me, tries to stick the knife in and twist as a 12-year-old girl does. And, my response is to laugh at it. And that doesn't go down well for her. But it works for me.
All right. Well, I wanted to gather you guys together to get some opinions on something I've been doing lately since starting this podcast and embracing my dadness a little more. I think before we did this podcast, fellas, and up until I was kind of hitting my 40s, I, despite being a dad, I think I didn't really want to embrace the ethos of it too much, if that makes sense. Because, it meant I was getting older, maybe not as cool anymore, which I thought that I still had some hope of holding on to. But, talking to Monty about the journey he's going to be on, and talking to you, my old and dear friends, about the idea of parenting and being a dad, has just made me go, I'm all in. Forget it. Forget trying to hang on to anything previously. This is me now. And with that came joining a whole bunch of new Facebook groups. So I'd like to run you through a couple of Facebook groups I've joined since starting this podcast. And just talking about Facebook groups, we have Dad Pants Facebook group, which you should join.
Yes.
These guys are going to jump in and talk more on there, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yes, please get on there, start a conversation. Whatever you want to talk about, we'll get involved. But yeah, some thoughts on these fellas. Now, obviously, we've talked a little bit about BOM, the Bureau of Meteorology. So, one of the first groups I joined was Bureau of Meteorology BOM Radar Fan Club.
Nice one.
Now, my question is, why is it not just all the letters? Why does it actually have to? Why is it not just BOM, MFC? Like, that's really, if they were going to really get into the minutiae of being in a fan club for BOM, then, because they did have double meteorology, first of all. But anyway, that's fine.
Well, of course, I would have thought that to qualify as being a fan, you would need to know what BOM is without needing it spelt out in the title. So, anywho. A little paragraph from the about. So, there's a little section telling you what the group's about. The purpose of the BOM Radar Fan Club is to post current weather observations. It's nice to get a heads up that a storm is incoming with enough time to bring the washing in or ride home. So that kind of indicates that people are going to this Facebook fan club Facebook page to get weather updates instead of the actual BOM app
Yeah, I
itself.
was going to say, yep.
That's just...
Bizarrely.
But is that a dad thought process? You know what I mean? Like, I'm actually getting more information.
I think it's an old thought process.
I was going to say, can you do a bit of deep diving and see the average age of the people on that group? Because it seems like an old thing to do rather than just go to the BOM radar or whatever.
Yeah. I know we're big for planning future episodes. Just saying we'll get to that another time. But I reckon every one of these groups I'm about to tell you about, we could spend an episode just deep diving into and really getting to know.
Yep.
I think it's an old person thing because it's the same as, I don't know if any of you guys are members of your local community's Facebook groups, but anyone over 60 will throw a question into the Facebook group that they could easily Google in 5 seconds. What time's Coles open is the perennial favourite in my local community group page. Someone has to ask the Facebook group what time Coles opens when you could just Google Coles and go find the store. Ugh. Anyway, back to this description. So, yeah, after that first paragraph, it says, it has everything, being the radar. Visual, compelling, relevant, easy to understand. I can personally watch it for hours, and I think we should celebrate this. So that's the description of that fan group. And, you know, a lot of the time it's just screenshots of when the radar looks weird or funky and people commenting on it.
Maybe, and just maybe, if old mate spent less time looking at the radar and more time getting his washing off the line, he wouldn't have to spend as much time looking at the radar.
Oh. It's a paradox.
It's the bomb paradox.
Yeah, bomb paradox.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ooh,
What about, like you
I
said,
like
I
that.
could literally look at it for hours, but like on a clear day where there's this...
I was
Yeah.
going to say, it's very rare we
Just
get
like
much on
looking
the
at a
radar.
map. Yeah, I could just give you a map and you can just look at a map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just move it around a bit. More maybe have some blue and green and orange cellophane over the top of it and just shimmy that around a bit.
Just
Make your
I'm
own
gonna stand
bomb.
really close. I'm going to stand really close to the map. Now I'm going to move back a bit, and then I'm going to move further back.
Hang on. Now we're taking the piss out of something that we actually all enjoy doing. So,
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but not for hours. Go on, like,
Yeah, hours is a bit.
that's a stretch.
So, Ticks and Crosses. There's a Facebook group called Ticks and Crosses ... for the local area. And largely, the idea is that people go in there and give either people or local businesses, etc., ticks or crosses for things that they've done. I think it's, you know...
So it's migrated out of the old local newspaper page and onto
yes,
Facebook.
absolutely.
Well, it's a bit of Black
I think
Mirror.
it is, but it's kind of, I think it's, you know, you can get in there and say whatever you like. You know, there could be a misunderstanding in a cafe, or, you know, you don't quite get what you want, so you just go overboard. You could absolutely trash businesses in Facebook groups like this that might not deserve it. Anyway, but a lot of the posts in there seem to be crosses to Hungry Jacks for not giving me everything that I ordered in my bag.
right.
There's one of those a day almost in there. McDonald's, KFC, Hungry Jacks, not like giving somebody the wrong order. It's people run to the Facebook group to complain about that pretty much daily. It's either that or open letters to people that they almost had car crashes with. Dear driver of the white Subaru on X Street. Yeah, so that's pretty much what it is. But I can't get enough. Every time I see someone like put angry faces and crosses at the top, I'm going, what'd they leave out of the bag? And then start reading it. Yeah, so people getting angry about nuggies missing from bags. Blokes in their toasties.
Oh,
So this is...
All right, now get on board.
Now we're getting somewhere, right? Yeah. So blokes and their toasties is just a real delightful group to be a part of. Nearly 52,000 members. And it's just people posting posting toasties or toasting posties.
Toasting posties would be pretty good as well. All the posties who do the best work.
Posties with toasties. Oh, wow.
Posties with
Well, it's
toasties.
the calendar coming out next year.
So it's just
Toasty posties with toasties.
It's just pictures of amazing toasties people have made. And, you know, occasionally when someone gets too fancy, they'll get rinsed. You know, if it's if they've gone really high-end sourdough ciabatta kind of stuff in a toasty with gourmet fillings, they will get a little slight, you know, bring them back down to earth. But there's just amazing things going on in here. I can recommend this to everybody. There's a butter chicken and rice toasty. That's right. There's rice in the toasty.
Double down on that
I don't know
carb.
how I feel about that. Yeah, I don't
Can
know how I
I
feel
ask,
about that. I'd have
is
to,
this-
have to give that a try.
Yeah, I'm a no on butter chicken anyway, but not in a toasty. My question
You're
to
a no
you
on butter
guys-
chicken.
I'm a no on butter chicken.
Are you white?
There's very.
What the hell is wrong with you?
But look at the rest of the menu. There's so much other stuff on there that's better than butter chicken. Like all of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's such a dad thing.
That's as good as entry as any for people to get into the Facebook
Yeah,
group.
that's right. You need to get on there.
Come in here and tell Wigo what you think of his stance.
This is my argument for butter chicken, is that it's not for me, it's for the family. Like everyone,
Absolutely.
Exactly.
it's so
Absolutely.
inoffensive. It's an enjoyable dish that for everyone, and it's a gateway curry.
It's sweet and sour pork. That's what it is.
No, sweet and sour pork's terrible, but
Oh,
sure.
Yeah.
oh, that makes me feel sick. Sweet and sour pork. Fucking chunks of pineapple in it.
All right.
That
Now,
shit.
anyway,
We got our own Facebook page happening here already, haven't we?
Yeah.
take away food.
Crosses to Wigo. For,
No, tick, cross.
crosses to Wigo for bringing up sweet and sour pork.
Now,
Or comparing
So-
butter chicken to sweet and sour pork.
the toasty page is better than the barbecuers page because anyone can make a toasty, right? Whereas I love like pages about barbecue and all that sort of stuff, but I do not necessarily have the equipment or the wherewithal to go and buy the equipment
Right.
and the time to create some sort of magnificent barbecue rack of lamb or whatever it may be. But
Right.
I own a sandwich press and I know where the butter, cheese and bread is. And chicken.
Butter chicken.
No, not butter chicken.
Butter chicken?
And so I pose to you, gentlemen, that the toasty page is better than the barbecue page.
Right.
Well-
The barbecue page is more wish fulfillment, whereas the toasty page is probably something you can reach, something you can touch.
Yeah, and there seems to be some sort of hive mind sidelines of you can stay inside, and as soon as you go too far one way or the other, the mob will turn on you. So if you've got a ratty ass toasty, no one's going to appreciate that.
Right.
But if you're too fancy with your toasty, same thing happens. There's lines in the middle you got to stick to. It's funny you bring up barbecuing because that was the next one I was going to.
Yep.
Australian low and slow barbecuers.
And please, let me, before the aggregators get out there, I love barbecue. I love
With
it.
the aggregators. Jesus.
I love barbecue.
Oh, we know.
But you are right. I think everyone loves barbecue, but I don't have 17 days
No, I know.
to sit down and slowly rotate a leg of pork. So that's why I dig the the toasties are like they're there, have it, get into it, half an hour. Bang,
That's fine,
family's-
but I think the part of the joy is with joining these groups is you can appreciate what other people have done if you can't do it yourself.
Absolutely.
So you can get
I
in
agree
and
with that.
have a look
Yes.
at someone who spent 3 years slow cooking something.
Yeah.
So I joined. Yeah, I thought maybe joining more than one barbecue group was a bit of overkill. So I chose the low and slow barbecuers, which has 177,000 members. The other ones here I could have gone with Aussie Barbecue and Smoker Recipes with 53k, or Australasian Barbecue Alliance, which I quite liked the sound of,
Oh, okay.
That
with
sounds a bit
100k
political.
members. It
Yeah.
does.
What's the range of that?
What's the
Where
stance?
does that go to?
How left do they
Let me
go?
have a look.
Does it take in Papua New Guinea and
Well, I thought you meant what kind of political range do they have? Anyway, I'm gonna have to join that to get answers. So maybe that'll be next week's homework. But the last one I wanted to bring to your attention, fellas, I've joined New South Wales Lawn Fanatics. So it's just so satisfying to see people
good
who've
lawns?
done a really good job with that lawn,
Yeah.
and just are proud of it.
Proud of their lawns.
Post it,
Yep.
yeah. And people get in there sometimes and post, ideal lawns that are clearly rich people's lawns. But I prefer to see people's natural lawns, the ones and the kind of pride you might get from doing a really good job with your lawn and sharing it with like-minded people.
One of the great things that happened over in our last summer in Australia, especially because it was such a cool, milder and certainly wetter summer. The previous summer was hell on earth with fires and smoke. Was last year people were putting comparison lawn photos up between their lawns at the start of 2020 versus their lawn at the start of 2021, and that was just a delight to see. Just the difference between a burnt, completely flat lawn that had just been rebuilt with care, lush and green, just tremendous.
There's something about
Pour yourself another drink.
Like there's something about a nice looking lawn, freshly shorn lawn.
Yeah.
That makes me happy, but it also brings back the sad memories of what I've done to my lawn currently, and the disaster that my front lawn is an
What's happened to side grass?
Well, that's for later. I'll tell you about the side lawn later.
Again, there has to be we'll have to do a Wiggo's lawn, just a special where you just take us through the steps and what's happened week by week.
Suffice to say that previously when we've talked about the state of Wiggins' lawn and we've said the front lawn's pretty average, he tried to distract us with how good his side lawn was. And we had to tell him no one cares about side lawn.
No one cares.
No one gives a shit about side lawn.
No.
If your front lawn's looking ratty. So,
yeah.
Anyway, we'll talk about that next week. Maybe that's all something we can get behind, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're the Facebook groups, fellas. They're the ones I wanted to tell you about.
I'm a big fan of the lawn porn site. I know it's technically a kind of a commercial enterprise, but there is some very nice lawn on that.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a bloke from Adelaide, and there's some good stuff going on there.
Do they trick them up?
I don't think so. No, I think that's what Buckland was kind of referring to earlier. The fact that when you get like the authentic lawn, these aren't kind of some picture of, some mansion. There's blokes with their backyard and their kikuyu just in pristine condition, They've just done the
I was more concerned about maybe a little bit of Photoshop going on. And they're, where, like, not tricked up as much as, like, they've...
Yeah.
It's the White House with the perfect green lawn because they've just spent $4,500 on 4 square metres of lawn.
Yeah,
some Jim Bob's got in there and bloody turned the green up to 100 on Photoshop.
I'll have to try and remember to post some photos from my last house when we were trying to sell it, and the dodgy Photoshop job that was done on the lawns to make them look like they didn't have dead patches on them.
Oh, have you guys seen the lawn spray ad where you get a bucket of this stuff and you attach a hose to it and you literally spray your lawn green?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
we've done that.
Seriously?
Have you? Now, tell me, Buckland, did it work? Because a couple of times it's been midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. I may have had 2 or 3 too many drinks. I'm scrolling through Instagram. There is the chick with the green lawn spray, and I've
painting your lawn. What are you talking about?
Yes, it's like painting your lawn.
It's the same with the bald dudes who get that stuff in the can and makes their hair look thicker.
Yes, oh my God, I find that.
But it's supposed to promote grass growth.
Well, I don't know about that.
That's what the company will tell you while you're painting your fucking lawn.
Yeah, right. I don't know about that. We did it for selling the house. So you spray the lawn because it's purely cosmetic. Anyone who walks over it, if it's not dry enough, then you're going to have they're going to have green paint all over their shoes. And then a rain or two comes and then it's all washed away. So I don't know that it promoted any growth. Only in me when I had a look at it afterwards. Hey. Yeah. But just back on that lawn group, I think the thing that I love the most about that is that there's a distinct lack of...
Sorry. I don't mean to interrupt, but I need to read you. I've just gone on to the site that promotes the painting your lawn thing, and I just want to read you this sentence. Once the lawn has absorbed the Colour Guard Plus, is dry, usually within 24 hours, you can hose off the lawn to remove any residue that may be present.
Well, we might be talking about different things here then.
I know, but like, if you're painting your lawn and then you're hosing off your lawn to get rid of the paint that's on your lawn, just water your lawn.
But wouldn't it just be the excess, the I don't know.
But it might be for like the...
I see where you're coming.
The sort of reason we used it, which was, people were coming to look at the house. So
yes, it's used in winter more than anything else, where your grass tends to lose its colour, I believe. Yeah. Anyway, we're just making an ad for this place, aren't we?
That's all right.
Sorry.
They'll be sponsors next week. Right. That's fine.
Oh, well, I love them if they're our sponsors.
No, I was going to say, look, this New South Wales Lawn Fanatics page, there's just a distinct lack of pride in there. And what I mean by that is that no one's getting too uppity about their own lawns. If they're very open, if they've had lawn failings, they're very open to seeking advice.
Oh, that's good.
There's no kind of arrogance, lawn arrogance. It's a safe space. I think that's what I like about it. We're going to do the Wellness WIP now, which is essentially, my theory is that you can't parent somebody else well if you're not going well yourself, right? So, as dads, we need to do things for ourselves to make sure that we're running in an optimum way to do what we need to do for others, the parenting we need to do for others. So this is the Wellness WIP. I think we need to talk about things we're doing for ourselves to keep us in peak dadding form. Does anybody have anything that they've done for themselves this week that they'd like to share with the group?
I do, and this is going to sound... Well, no, I'm just going to tell you. So this week, the weather hasn't been great. We're obviously in the middle of winter.
Yeah. And it feels like it too.
Yeah. Sort of a bit down in the dumps. The house wasn't looking great. There's a bit of a bomb site at the moment. I have a pool, and with all the wind and carry on over the last couple of weeks, the pool's got a little bit sort of, how's your father? So I spent an hour and a half on Sunday afternoon, and I mowed the lawn, and I cleaned the pool, and I felt that even though they were quote-unquote jobs, I now am... It made me feel better, and it actually made me feel content that I'd done something that actually, brought up the look of the place, and actually felt like I'd done something dad-worthy,
yes,
for myself.
Yes. Now, that all sounds lovely. Can I just throw a little thing in there that might just take a slight tarnish off that?
Oh, yeah?
Is part of the joy that those are jobs that you kind of do where people leave you the fuck alone for a while?
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, but also you go into it thinking, yep, I got my headphones on, listen to what I want to listen to, I got a good hour and a half, no one's going to interrupt me.
Yeah, dad pants.
No.
Listen to dad pants, yeah?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I got interrupted on multiple occasions, but a couple of those occasions was my wife bringing me something to drink while I was mowing the lawn. That was nice.
That's lovely.
That was good.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
That's very lovely.
Yeah.
So that's what I did
yesterday,
for myself.
my youngest was at a sleepover, so that was nice. My eldest had 3 friends over, and she didn't want me to do anything to embarrass her, like breathing and walking around the house while they were there. So I said, well, what would you like me to do? Let's stay in my room while they're here? And she was like, that'd be nice. And I said, cool. So I stayed in my room. I sat on the bed reading. I watched a whole lot of sport on the computer.
Right.
It was a delight because people just, like we said before, they left me alone. It was 4 hours. It was like I was home alone in a share house where I didn't like anyone I lived with. And I just sat in my room all the time. I haven't done that for years. It was amazing.
Fantastic. And did that apply to your wife as well? Or?
She wasn't here, so.
Oh, I see. Okay. Be a bit rude if she had free reign in the house, but you were sent into your room. But
yeah, no, that's true.
That's all lovely.
Yeah, it's nice.
All right. Well, thanks, gentlemen. Once again, you've done it. You've shared your dadness with all. Thank you very much. Anyone got a dad joke they want to take us out on?
My daughter, again, they're dad jokes, but my daughter came up with another one, which was, what is a cat's favourite button on the remote? Pause.
Yes. Excellent. I can get on board with that.
That's creepy. Sure.
How do you get a country girl's attention? A tractor.
I don't know. Oh. It's not bad.
A tractor. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Not just literally a tractor.
Both of those things.
I just wanted to... We were talking recently about acrostic poems. In a fairly recent episode, Stu, your son used the term brawn.
Yeah.
Well, on Father's Day 2020 acrostic poem my daughter wrote, under R, she wrote the word robust. Now, where did she get robust from as a Year 3 student?
Yeah.
Like a wine? Like I don't know. Maybe my stand.
Are you comparing yourself to a wine?
Well, like this. When did you ever use the term robust?
It's on a wine label.
When I'm talking about front rowers?
Oh, yeah.
When you talk about front rowers. Yes,
Wine or front rowers. That's pretty much it.
Oh, dear.
So what did Tennessee? The same thing that Arkansas. Ooh. Okay.
Oh,
all right.
Nasty.
Okay. Thanks, gentlemen. We might do it there.
No
Yeah. All right. Leave it there. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Can we next week work on a front rower / wine pun?
Oh.
Get to work on that.
No.
No, not right now. That's why I said you got a week.
That doesn't help me either.
You took 3 seconds and went, I can't think of one. No. Oh, dear. Aggregators, Wiggins? Aggregators?
I had to. I couldn't help myself.